Hello there. Right. So hopefully this is recording, but if it is, and what we've got in here is we've got several objects, and I've broke these. We're in model at the moment, so we've got Phil, the Force, Luke. Okay, so we've got several words centered, and you make words by. Let's go to a new layer for the minute. Here, so go creation, text, make things called sister. We'll say yeah, that's cool to that, and then we'll just F2 it to center it, and then we're going to give it a name. If we're going to give it a name, we'll give it a name here. So we could call this sister, yeah, for instance. That's now called sister. So we've got three objects listed. We're going to save them. One's filled the force, blah blah blah. This sister one, we're going to go and delete it. So it's got rid of that. Can we double click that? Can we delete it? Just call it nothing. Okay, that unnamed. There we go. Done. Hit save. So yeah, so each object has got 4 layers. Give them the names of each word, and then we'll F2 them to center them. So that's all cool and groovy. And then over in layout, we have we've animated them, but we've not actually animated the objects. We've animated nulls. So we've got per object we've placed a null, and we've placed it at the top of the item. So that's cool. And then so we're animating it, so I can change this word out to be a different word. That's the idea of animating the null. So you keep the timing of what's happening, you change your thing you're saying. So these have all got nulls. We've also got a master null. So all of these are if we go in here, we go to select this guy, which is down here, this little button here. So we've got a master null here, and if I not W key, if I T key, I can move everything, so they're all linked together. We'll Control Z that to undo that. But I've also got a master pivot null, which is everything. So everything is linked to the master null. Yeah, all these words, all these objects here are linked to each of their nulls. So I've got word 1, 2, 3, and 4 are linked to null 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then all these nulls, these 4 nulls, in turn are linked to the null master, and the null master is linked to the null master pivot. So the null master pivot is this one here, which I've got selected. If I go P for properties, that's not the wrong one. If I put P for properties, I've done a custom object, and I've used item shape, and I've selected diamond and made it half a meter big, and blah blah blah. Double click that, it's 300 millimeters big. Let's make it 250. Makes it a big, or 250 meters. Hello, 250 millimeters. Bang, there you go, smaller, better, and filled. Okay, so that's done that, and then you can change the shape of it, blah blah blah. And we've called it pivot. It's got a little label that says pivot. So that's that. And guess what that does? That just pivots that away. That moves everybody out of the way and animates that in. So that's animated just on that, and then everything else is animated on nulls. That means I can swap out these items if I want to, or link other things to it. And all these have got the same animation. Yeah, they're all animated the same. I've just offset them by going into my scene editor, classic scene editor. You can see in here I've got null 1, null 1, null 2, null 3, null 4, and they are literally, I just slide them around when they want to happen. Yeah, so we'll just say there. So that then comes in. We've got this sort of offset, blop, 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 flap, 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 basically flappy happening. And F9 it. Don't know F9 it, abort, because it's just aborted my fucking render. Back to recording. Are we still recording now? Let's have a look. Yeah, we're recording again. How exciting. There we go. So F9 paused it. Ha ha ha. Shouldn't do that. And under the rendering tab, which is up here, render globals, we have got under camera, actually, properties. Keep forgetting. Camera properties here. We've got motion blur set to photo real, using anti-aliasing free, classic filter, and a perspective camera. That's fine for whatever we're doing. and then we just get a render from that, and there you go. That is basically bloop, that. So we get just these guys, they come in and fold down. And that's one way of doing that. And then you can replace these objects, I would imagine, somehow. The easiest way of replacing them is just basically swap out the names, and that will replace them, won't it? That's then going to load in a new load. So if we save this, file, save scene as, I'm going to call this force, and I'll call this 2, okay, and then we're all cool. Let's hit stop for the moment, see what we got. Catch you in a minute. Bloop, and stop.